Anthony Hartwig here with a Cardinal Mooney girls lacrosse player profile. We are joined by senior Angelee Blasco. Angelee, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Senior season, we always ask seniors first and foremost, what's it been like to, go through the last season and deal with all the emotions that senior year brings you?
It's sad, but it's exciting at the same time. This was only my second year ever playing lacrosse, but it was so much fun, and it's going to be really sad when it's over.
How have you been trying to just kind of take everything in and realizing that, it is the last times and you have to treasure everything you get?
Just always having a positive attitude about everything, and during the games, just savoring every moment with my teammates and coaches.
This is a team that has a lot of players that are either playing for the second year like you or the first year.
Hmm.
For the people that are coming into their first year of lacrosse this year, and you were on that spectrum last season,
Yeah.
what kind of advice are you giving people this year on how to deal with the first year on the team and trying to learn the sport?
It's really weird at first. Lacrosse is a really weird sport, but it's just so much fun. And having the teammates I have really helped because we were all new. But if you just take the time and just listen to your coaches, it comes easy.
Last year you scored 8 goals all season. This year it took you like 5 games to break that mark.
Yeah.
So you've made a huge jump from year one to year two. What are
Hmm.
some of the reasons why you've seen such a big growth in your game?
I think I was a lot more confident this season because last year being my first season, I was nervous. I was just didn't really know what I was doing. And then this year I really focused, and I just wanted to be better and be a senior who my team could rely on.
Talk about why you decided to pick up lacrosse, and then once you did, what made you kind of fall in love with it and stick with it?
I picked it up because, well, I spent my first 2 years of high school at Ursuline, and they never had lacrosse. So then when I came to Mooney, it was just this new sport that I wanted to try. And then I just really ended up liking it. I like the environment, like the coaching and the team, like the people. And it was just fun to try something new. And I just really love it now.
What are some of your favorite things about the sport? What are some of the things that you love about being a lacrosse player now?
It's such a team sport. One person cannot do everything. You need your teammates and they need you. And it's just fun to have that kind of thing.
You got a win last week that made you literally undefeated in the Valley. You've beaten every local team that you've
Hmm.
played. I know that was one of the goals of this team at the start of the season when we were talking to coach in our season preview. What does it mean to this team and you personally to plant your flag as the best local lacrosse team?
It's really nice that we're able to do that. And like, it's just a good thing that we can say that and that we could say we did that.
You also get to play volleyball with Coach Shaheen. So I want to
Hmm.
ask you what it's like to be coached by her for 2 seasons, and obviously how it's like to just build this relationship that you've built with Coach Shaheen over the last couple years.
Yeah, we've become really close because when I'm not playing volleyball, I'm playing lacrosse and I'm always with her. But she's totally different. Like volleyball and lacrosse, it's totally different, Tony. But both of them help me be the best player I can be.
It's very interesting that she changes during volleyball and lacrosse. What
Mm-hmm.
are the biggest differences between volleyball coach Tony Shaheen and lacrosse coach?
Volleyball, Tony is more serious. She's serious in lacrosse too, but it's more fun, serious.
When you think of the reasons, what do you think? It's more like you're trying to learn the game looseness for lacrosse, and for volleyball, kind of expecting you guys to already know most of the fundamentals, and
Yeah,
we're trying to be more competitive.
because we've been around volleyball a lot longer than lacrosse, so she expects a lot more from us, I think, in volleyball. Yeah.
That makes you a multiple sport athlete. So my next question is, what's it like for you transitioning between one and the other and trying to balance everything? You're always busy, whether you're playing
Mm-hmm.
volleyball, doing lacrosse, schoolwork, trying to keep a social life.
Yeah.
How do you juggle it all?
I don't know. I go from volleyball. I think we had 2 weeks off, and then we started lacrosse, and it just got to focus on each one. I was focused on volleyball, then it ended, and I focused on lacrosse, but then at the same time, I have to focus on school. But I don't know, just my priorities. I no.
You're not the first Blasco we've talked to this year. We got a
Yeah.
chance to talk with your sister during the volleyball season. Talk about this sisterly bond that you have, and what it's like, what it was like to play with her, and what kind of dynamic you two have.
I'm so happy I got to play with my sister. It's one of the best things. But like when I came to Mooney, that I was gonna play sports with her. It's like we're really close on and off the field. And on the field, like I'm just like when she does something good, I'm like proud. Like, yeah, that's my sister. And then like she'll assist me or I'll assist her. And it's just a different feeling.
In what ways are you two the most alike, and then the most different? Do you think?
We're most different, I think, because um the way we like handle situations during the game, like she'll get more upset and more mad at herself, and then I'll have to tell her like it's okay, like calm down, like you make mistakes. But we're the same because like we just have a good time. Like we just have fun wherever.
When you think of your whole high school experience, what are some of the things that when you graduate, you're walking down that aisle, you're taking that diploma, you're going to really reflect on, and reasons why you're
Mhm.
proud that you were able to represent Cardinal Mooney for the 2 years that you have?
It's like the community and the Mooney family I'm gonna miss, and like just that we're all so close and like yeah.
When you think of reasons to be proud of yourself for things that you've done, things that you've accomplished throughout your high school career, what are some things that you're super proud of, whether it be sports, in the classroom, in the community? What are some things that you're really proud that you were able to do while you were a high school student?
I'm like the fact that I transferred halfway through, it was a big transition. It was a big like should I really do this? Because I spent 2 years there and I'm happy I did. Like I love Ursuline, but Mooney's just so different in such a good way. And just staying on top of my schoolwork, I really like was always able to balance sports and school.
We're almost done with school. You're almost in at that end spot. When did
Hmm.
senioritis start kicking in? Has it started kicking in yet for you?
It has a little bit, but like I also don't want to miss school because like I only have a few more weeks and I want to
Right.
like enjoy them. But at the same time, I'm like I don't want to go to school.
What have been some of your favorite classes that you've been able to transition into at Mooney in the last 2 years as well? Obviously, classes might be a little bit different at Mooney. So, what have been some of your
Hmm.
favorite, classroom studies to have at Mooney?
I like AP Computer Science. I don't know. I didn't ever hear about that at Ursuline, but it was fun here, and the teacher, Mr. Beta, was made it so much easier. And there was a newspaper class I was in last year that Ursuline never had. And there's just like there's a lot more like personal classes here, I think.
When you think about your whole high school and schooling career, who are some teachers that really impacted your journey, helped you along the way, and maybe helped you in their class, maybe helped you in a different class, but you know that you wouldn't be able to get the grades that you get if they weren't a part of your journey?
Yeah, I would say Mr. Beta, my AP Computer Science teacher. Like he will help me no matter if it's with his class, with just life, with another class in school, and he just always knows what to say to me when I need help.
We've talked about all that you've already accomplished. You've already accomplished so much, but you still have, I'm sure, a few goals on that goal board before you end your
Hmm.
career. What are some goals that you still have? Things that you want to accomplish before the season's over?
I want to get at least like 5 to 10 more goals, and I want to go pretty far in playoffs. That's a big one.
What would a deep playoff run mean to you and this team? I mean, you've planted your flag as the best lacrosse team in the local area, but now you get the chance to go and try to plant your flag in the region and
Yeah.
hopefully the state. What would that mean to you guys?
It would just be such a special feeling, especially because last year we lost first round to a team that we already beat. And just to prove that we can like go that far and prove that we are that good and we can beat these teams.
The way last year ended, how much has that fueled you guys this year to not be satisfied with what the regular season record is?
We just want it so much more now. We want to go so much further and just prove ourselves.
All right, we have to talk about your future as well. We hate to see you leave YSN schools, but you're going to graduate. You're
Mhm.
going to move on to the next chapter. What are some of your future plans? What's the next chapter look like for you?
I'm going to go to YSU and I plan on being a pharmacist. So then after YSU, I'll go somewhere else to focus on pharmacy.
What drove you to the pharmacy kind of career path? Is it someone in your family that's already a pharmacist, or have you always just been interested in that?
Yeah, I don't really know. I just like one day I was just looking at jobs and I just found pharmacy and I just was really interested in it.
YSU obviously close to home. What are some
hmm
things that excite you about that next step of life though, and being in college and one step up from high school?
There's a lot more freedom, and I'm just excited to meet new people and experience like a different life.
Are you going to be commuting, or are you still going to go live on campus at YSU?
No, I'll be living at home
Okay.
with my sister.
Right.
And
So since you're going to live at home, what are some things that you think that if you were out of home, this is something that I ask all every college,
hmm
going into college. What are some life skills that you're going to have to learn? Because eventually you're going to leave the nest. What are some
yeah,
things that the parents probably do a lot for you that you have to learn before you leave the nest?
staying organized and keeping everything clean. Yeah, and cooking food.
What's your favorite home cooked meal that you're going to have to learn how to cook before you leave?
Oh God. I don't know. There's a lot. She makes good food, but I don't know what my favorite is.
Here, we're gonna have some rapid fire questions before we let you go. Get to know you a
Okay.
little bit off the field. My first one is, what was your last impulse buy? You're out somewhere, you're not really looking for it, but you see it
Oh
and you
God.
go, "I got to get that."
Um, I don't know.
Not an impulse buyer, right? So it has to
No.
be okay. So what's one thing that you think you probably spend more money on than you should?
Youngstown Nutrition and all those nutrition clubs.
What's one store that if you dropped in, you would be really dangerous with a lot of money?
Target.
What is your dream state to live in? If you could live in any state in the country, what state would you want to live in?
Florida.
What's your favorite vacation spot for your family vacations?
We go to Tennessee every year. My cousins have a lake house. It's so beautiful.
What's your kind of dream vacation that you haven't been on yet?
Turks and Caicos probably.
What is one thing that you hope to be or hope to have accomplished in 10 years?
A pharmacist. I'm gonna be from.
If we gave you a time machine, would you want to go forward in time and see the future, or would you want to go back in time and try to relive some part of the past?
I would go back in time.
What era of history would you want to go back into?
Like the 80s.
The 80s. All right. I
It's
like
just
it.
fun.
Are you a book person or a movie person?
Movie.
All right. Then what's your favorite movie?
Oh God. Probably 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, that's a nice classic. I like it.
Yeah.
When you think of your dream car, right? We always talk about dream car. If money wasn't an issue, you could go out and get any car you wanted right now. Do you have one? Do you have one that you think you
A
would
G
get?
Wagon. A matte black G Wagon.
You already went with the color too. That was going to be
Yeah.
like you're way ahead of the game. All right. Angelee, before we let you go, one of the things that we do with these player profiles is give the player the chance to take the limelight off themselves for a minute and shine on the people that support them, that are in their corner, that always have their back. So I want to give you the time to give as many shout outs as you want and,
Yeah.
thank the people in your life.
I need to give a huge shout out to Tony and McKenna for just teaching me this new sport and making me fall in love with it. And my sister, and I've loved playing with her volleyball and lacrosse. And she just always finds a way to help me. And my two best friends, Maria and Katie. Maria unfortunately tore her ACL, but she's still one of the biggest helps and the reason I'm playing lacrosse. And Katie Fromwell, it was her first year, but it's been really fun playing with her. And I want to thank my goalie, Alyssa Ray, because she is I think, one of the biggest parts on the team that got us to where we are today.
All right, Angelee, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the senior season, and we can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Thank you.